Alright, so we have a WordPress installation on our host, and we're using a pretty secure database with custom prefixes. Our passwords are secure. We changed the default admin name. Now what we want to do is add a couple more configurations. And one of the configurations that's really helpful is to move your config file. Now we have this WP config file which contains important things like our database credentials, our database prefix, all of our encryption phrases and encryption codes. So we don't want to leave this here in the root directory of the blog or the WordPress installation. You can move it out of the public HTML folder itself and put it back here. But I can't do that because I installed WordPress into a subfolder. So if you had your WordPress installation at the root or in your public HTML folder, you could move the config file back. Okay, I can't, because if I move mine back, it's just going to go to the public HTML directory, and that's all accessible on the web. So I would really advise that if your WordPress installation is in the root of your server. And another thing we should do is get rid of our installation script. So if we go to WP admin and scroll down, this install PHP, we want to delete that. We're not going to need that anymore. So those are just some things you can do to make your site a little bit more secure. And the next thing I want to do is we need an htaccess file. By default, WordPress doesn't have it. We can see if we go to our the root of our WordPress installation, there's no .htaccess file. And in the next section, we're going to go over what we can do. There's a ton of things we can do as far as security using the .htaccess file. So to get it, we can either create it manually, or we can enable friendly URLs in WordPress, and then it will automatically be created. So let's reload, make sure we're still logged in. And we want to go to Settings, Permalinks. And if we look at our links now, you can see we clicked on the sample page. This is a pretty ugly link anyway. You want to change this not for security reasons, but for display reasons. blog / page ID equals 2 is not a very good, it's not a very friendly link. So we have these permalink settings, and there's different options. You can choose to have the date in your posts if you want, for archived files, but the best way to do this is to use the post name. You can see an example here would be blog / sample post. So basically the title of the post. So that's what we want to do here. And if we click on Save Changes, alright, now if we go to our FTP and reload, and you can now see we have an htaccess file. And we're going to take that out, put it on the desktop. And we're not going to work with it yet. I just want to show you what's in it. So if we open with Notepad++, this is your basic WordPress htaccess file, and all it's really doing is providing friendly URLs. There's not too much security that this handles, but we can do a lot of security precautions through this htaccess file, which we'll do next.